Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our game. Picking up where we left off. Everybody had rolled initiative for the next round. Old Purcell. Nick is rolling in with his shovel.
Combat shovel, Neil. I acknowledge it. This is a joke I've tried to make for 2 weeks now that no one's noticed.
I noticed it, and I adjusted the stats of your combat shovel because it was ridiculous.
Oh, come
Damn
on. I'm changing it back to an axe.
I appreciate the attempt at the combat. I actually thought about it, but I didn't know if you were referring to that.
I'm a dwarf, so.
Yeah.
I've
heard that the legend says dwarves use combat shovels.
Yes, and they do 1d4 points of damage, not 1d8.
It might not be very efficient combat-wise, but it is a very practical choice. Dual purpose.
Listen, it is,
That's
You
great.
can't dig with a sword.
Yeah.
Exactly.
1d4 damage for a combat shovel, perfectly fine. Longsword damage for a combat shovel, not on your life. It's fine. A sensitive point. Initiative has been rolled across the board, except for Bruce. Bruce
Did we
is
get a
slow.
second donkey?
Yes, you do have I believe Nick bought a second and a third donkey, and they're just
Yeah.
not represented on the map.
I feel like they could also, kick.
The donkeys aren't going to fight. They're going to have to replace the burnt to death oxen at the end of this fight.
That's true. The wagon is on fire. Do we really have 11, 11, 12, 13, 13 for initiative?
This is brutal.
This is awful. Okay. Our 11s are Sister Helen and Kerberos, the dwarf.
I was just going to continue trying to hold.
Yeah, give me that strength check.
Strength check, yeah. Blessed strength check.
You
18.
suck at strength checks.
18!
First off, that's a 17.
+1 with the bless, right?
Bless does not give you a +1 on your strength check.
What?
Attack rolls and saving throws.
Damn it, it's fine.
Yeah. In fact, you fail very badly, and she succeeds fairly well. So your loose grip on her as you attempt to throw her to the ground is so bad that you just lose control of her because you're
Good
terrible.
times.
Kerberos and Possessed
Yes.
Minnie also go. Possessed Minnie grabs the dagger from her side, and she's been, she's actually doing this at the same time as Sister Helen. So probably the reason that you're failing your strength check so badly is that she's pulled out her dagger and she's going to gut you with it, which she has +1 from her level and +2 because you are grappling her and she's got a dagger. It's a perfect opportunity for a dagger. But a 5 is
Nice
a bad
roll.
shot. So you disengage from her, break away. It's all fine.
Ridiculous.
Kerberos.
Okay. I want you to imagine the scene, right? There's blood in the air, there's dust kicking up. The camera pans slowly upwards to reveal a donkey charging down past a burning carriage with an angry dwarf wielding a very sharp shovel aloft his head. I'd like to do a running past Minnie and attack her with my axe.
Absolutely. +1 for high ground of riding a horse.
I would charge if I could, but I guess maybe the angles didn't work out since I had to
Yeah,
go around.
it doesn't. And it's not a war donkey, right? The donkey doesn't do charge very well. It does. It's a gear hauling donkey. It does trot.
If there was ever a war donkey, though, it is Barney. He is known, but that's fine. Yeah, I'll take
Yeah.
a +1.
Yeah.
I'm blessed as well, so
Yep.
it's a +2 total.
Yep.
All right, let's see it. No, that's right. Okay. Oh, I got a 1. Fuck, I fall off Barney.
Give me a saving throw versus death.
God damn it. What is it with dice? Oh my god. Do you want another one?
Give me
Do you
another,
want another
one.
one? Okay.
It's bad. What happens
it's bad.
is the donkey sort of kicks and throws you a little bit, and you're going at 11, Minnie stabbing at 11, Helen's trying to throw to the ground at 11. In the midst of all of this, the positions change just enough that Helen becomes a subject of your attack, and make me a fresh attack roll against Helen.
Die, Helen. 18.
Critical
22.
hit.
Let's
Jesus Christ, I'm gonna die.
You can have the 2d8 for the damage now.
go. There you go. 8 damage.
No, d4s, please, d4s. I was just joking.
No, it's an axe. It's not a shovel.
Oh,
It is
okay.
an axe. It was literally a joke. I just
Oh.
renamed it for a joke. Yeah. I'm not.
I
Okay.
feel like it's a shovel. I'm sorry.
It's an axe.
Well, you take 8 damage,
Oh
and
my god. Like, this is a terrible day for Sister Helen. Like,
Just having a bad time.
she had a bad feeling about this wizard. Then she changed her mind because Berthold was so convincing, and now look where this got her.
well, Sister Helen, give me a saving throw versus death because you've just been criticaled with a battle axe by a donkey riding dwarf. It can't go well
Barney, you
for
wee
you.
bastard.
We were all
Same.
bamboozled.
Saving throw versus death. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. Basic
Yes.
attack.
Combat
Armor
tab.
class. Yeah, I'm in the combat
Left
tab.
side, yellow box, top one.
Oh,
PPD.
saving throw death. Here you go.
Yeah. Oh, you succeed. Unfortunate. I was going to pull out the fun table of terrible things that could happen to you. Melkis, Cleric of Melkis. Cornelius, it is your turn.
Yes.
The Lady Minnie is right here. Her back is to you.
Well, I rolled my initiative for casting Battle Fate because I didn't
excellent.
know her back was going to be to me at the time.
Yes. Upon whom are you casting Battle Fate? Who are you trying to enhance?
So help me understand it real quick. It says the opponent may stumble at an awkward time. Is it?
Battle Fate is a buff that you give one
Right.
person, and it's sort of like
Yeah.
that's flavor text. So
Okay.
it gives a variable bonus.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give the bonus to Sister Helen. She is needing it at the moment.
Excellent. Sister Helen, you have been blessed with Battle Fate. Cornelius, would you roll me a 1d6 for the effect that you're giving Sister Helen this round, which 5. She gets a bonus to damage rolls, which doesn't really matter this round since she's already had her turn, but just in case it comes up somehow. Bruce and Berthold are going up simultaneously. Bruce is going to try and put Minnie down. He's not happy about it, but he cannot let this stand. A 12 on the attack roll is not good enough.
Yeah, as Bruce is attacking as I'm going in at the same time. What are you doing, man? Just grab her. And I make a grab at her.
All right. She does have a dagger in her hand. This will provoke an attack of opportunity. Are you sure?
That's fine.
All right. An 11 is not good enough, but she will take a stab at you with a 17. Just good enough to score a hit on you for 2 points of damage. Also, the cart continues to burn. She did not concentrate on moving the ball of fire, so Opal, who has now hopped off the cart, is fine. You are still probably close enough to make a saving throw or take 1d4 points of damage.
I'll be smart enough to have moved a little bit.
Okay, that makes sense. You did have a whole
feel
round
like
in between.
The oxen would have moved, surely.
Yeah, so let's take a look at Flaming Sphere. Those within 5 feet suffer 1d4 points of damage. The oxen are...
They're not just going to stand there next to a fire. There's no way. They definitely run.
Yeah, I think the cart
They may
goes up
even
in
trample
flames.
people.
The oxen begin to take off. The people begin to move. The oxen cry out as the cart begins to burn, and it starts stampeding ahead. Opal begins to run after it, cursing her human guards and dwarves to stop the cart! Stop the cart! Your assistants will stick by because they're with you, while Opal's whole team goes to chase down the cart.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, because it's got everything on it that they care about.
This guy in the orange is like her chief mercenary dude, the one survivor that came into the town with her, right?
That's Minnie's chief dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at this point, he is just outright trying to kill Minnie.
No need for that. I think we just need to tie her up and hold her down and destroy it with bless spells.
Yeah, that's
Right?
what I'm
Like-
trying to communicate to
I
him.
mean, do we even have that many bless spells though?
Well, she's tied up. If we can make it so she can't do anything, we can just sleep and then do it tomorrow.
Yeah, wizards are useless when tied up.
Alrighty. Initiative. Minnie's going at 4. Bruce is going at 12. Minnie's got a dagger.
Hey,
Oops.
You know
That's
how
the
if you got
bodyguard.
Yeah.
if you got shield mastery, you can do like those free shield attacks. Can I just instead of doing I don't have shield mastery or whatever, but instead of attacking with my axe, can I like you just do a shield bash to try and knock us
Absolutely.
to the ground?
Yeah. You can just do a regular shield bash. That's a standard attack.
Is that going to be initiative 3 or 4?
6. Shields are slow.
6. Okay. I'm just gonna roll with the sling, but it's the initiative 6.
So there's a shield punch and a shield rush. The shield rush, I believe, tries to knock a person to the ground, and a shield punch does damage.
Yeah, I want to try and knock it to the ground.
Okay.
So I guess I probably jump off the horse at the end of the round after the donkey, after Barney made me attack Helen.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Excellent. Sister Helen. All right, Cornelius, it's the start of a new round. Roll me a d6 for the battle fate bonus, which changes round to round.
Also attack again, huh?
Is damage rolls. Lovely. Okay. Minnie is the first to act. She will stab at Sister Helen. The ghost will cry out as she does so. Something about the fate of your clerics all going to hell in a handbasket. It's a 5. It's a wild miss. Kerberos, take your turn.
Yes, all right. So I shield basher. I can't remember how we do this. Is it an attack roll followed by an opposed strength check?
You make an attack roll against the enemy's AC. If you hit with your attack, you make an opposed strength check to see if you knock him down. Loser of the opposed rolls falls down. If both characters fail their strength checks, they both fall down.
Okay. So just a basic melee attack, yeah?
Yep.
D20 plus 3. 18.
That's a hit. Opposed strength check.
Fuck. Nice roll.
Yeah, she does great. Not as good as
Oh,
you.
nice.
She hits the ground. Boom. She falls flat on her back. Sister Helen.
I would just like follow into her and like end the round like lying on top of her. The shield.
Yeah, you collapse on top of her. Totally. Sister Helen, you rolled in for initiative with a sling. Right?
Yeah,
So
I
you-
was gonna take a shot with a sling, but
Excellent. You get the
like, it
rock in
doesn't-
hand. You start slinging it, but now the two of them are on top of each other.
And I'm like, that doesn't sound like that's gonna help whatsoever. So I just slow down to
All right.
slinging it. Kind of just put it back in my pocket. I think I will take a couple steps back. Not be in dagger
Yeah.
range if she gets back up.
Yeah, go ahead and position yourself wherever you want. Bruce comes around to make a stab. This is at
No, I shout at Bruce. Bruce, get the rope.
okay. He'll get the rope. He looks around. His pack is on the cart. The cart is running away. He goes to the donkey.
Fuck.
He grabs rope off the donkey, maybe?
Yeah. Yes.
the donkey's
I
got a
have
bunch of
rope on the
stuff.
donkey. Yeah.
And he'll come over here and begin to attempt to tie her up. But the cleric of Malchus is going. That is Cornelius. He's attacking with his mace. Are you going to follow through, Cornelius? Can you really trust this person anymore? Isn't it time to put her down once and for all?
Well, I believe she's already been put down. She has a heavy dwarf on top of her.
I know. Average weight dwarf. Thank you.
Yeah, an average weight dwarf. The cart is headed in the other direction and it's in flames. Is that right?
That is accurate, I think.
Yes.
Okay. I will, sheathe the mace and I'll make a move towards the cart as much as I can for my turn.
All right. You run off in the direction of the cart, chasing after it. And last but not least is Bertold.
Yeah, I'm gonna help assist grappling her down here.
All right. I think with the three of you, this should be easy enough. I will give her a dex check at -4 to see if she can resist it for a round, which is a hard no. So the three of you can effectively tie her up. And once again, her eyes will roll back in her head and she will go limp on the ground.
All right. We gag her. We tie her up.
Yeah, I'm
I
going
throw her
to
at- throw her at one of
recollect
the
what
spare
happened
donkeys.
there. Does she have a distinct, different personality when she's being inhabited by this ghost?
It's a great question. How well do you know Minnie?
I want to recall what she said as she was casting detect magic.
Yeah, give me a charisma check to see what you can recall about her personality differences.
Sure.
Excellent. She was a little bit terse and a little bit rude, being like, you don't know anything about this, when in the past she had been sort of kind and conciliatory and respectful of your practices. And then she cackled with glee when the cart was set on fire. So
Yeah, that was a giveaway.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I as we're tying her up, I break the bad news to the group. I'm afraid I have been bamboozled. She is still possessed.
Oh my god, I thought she was just, a terrible person after all, and that the Tempest had led us astray. I feel better knowing that it was once again the evil spirit.
At least no one is dead, but we must destroy this spirit once and for all. In the morning, those of us who can should learn as many bless spells as possible. It seems to be the only way of damaging this thing.
However, what's the plan to make progress today? Because we are on the schedule. We cannot keep stopping every time.
Well, we have the donkeys, we can move, but we should check on our friends up there.
This is a good point. Cornelius, you need to catch up to this cart. Give me a strength check, because you're a strong man. It's possible that you can run down the trampling ox cart that's on fire.
Strength check?
Yes, sir. Oh, 31 is epic. It is great.
All right.
You will catch up to the ox cart well ahead of everyone else. But the cart's on fire, and the oxen are running from the fire, even though it is burning them as, in the process. So how are you going to stop the runaway cart?
Is there anything flailing from the trailing, like ropes hanging off of it, anything like that?
No, there's nothing hanging off the back. Well, there's like burning wood hanging off the back of it and burning fabric.
How is the cart coupled to the ox?
Yes, there's this, I forgot the term for it. If you come over here on the map, you can see that there's like this wooden T shape that comes out, and then the yoke attaches that to each of the oxen.
Okay. I'll attempt to smash the weak point with my mace to try and decouple the ox from the cart.
So like you're gonna run up ahead of them and like stand in between them to smash it as it comes by.
No. I'm going to alongside try and smash from the side and it can hit the coupling.
Since everything's going forward, you're gonna have to like jump behind the ox and smash this thing while it's all in motion. Or you're gonna have to like jump on the cart and smash the thing, but it's all moving, so there's no like slipping behind.
Okay, I'll how in flames is this thing? Like, are they?
Well, the flaming sphere is in the back of the cart, and the cart is moving forward, so you've got like air blowing the flames and the heat backwards and away.
So if I jumped on this front part, I could avoid most of that.
If you have to spend a full round there, you will take damage. If you can break it and hop off right away, saving throw to take no damage. And if you do take damage, it'll be 1d4.
That'll be my goal.
All right. So you've caught up to the cart. You're running alongside the ox cart that's on flames. What is an appropriate check to dive on to the flaming, moving, freaking out ox cart? Sell me on something.
Well, really, I mean, I'm jumping onto it, and that in my mind is using my leg muscles more than anything. So I can't see it being anything other than a strength check.
That sounds about right to me. Go ahead and give me another strength check. 21 or higher to succeed.
Okay.
All you need is a 4. Easy peasy. You hop onto the cart. Now, this thing's right in front of you. You're not going to miss it, but you do need to hit it hard enough to break it. So let's take a look
Yes.
at our saving throws for this thin piece of wood against a crushing blow. You will need to roll. You're going to roll a saving throw for the cart. I'll roll the saving
Okay.
throw for a cart. On a 13 or higher, it survives the blast.
Now,
from your
does the
strength.
is the cart a little bit weakened from the fire?
That's a good point. The fire hasn't spread this far, but you are exceptionally strong. You have 17 strength, so I will
Yeah.
give I'll give the saving throw a penalty. So it needs a 14 or higher on a 1d20 to survive the blow. And it is not. So with a single mighty blow, you smash apart this T-beam. The oxen bolt free. You can jump off the cart to avoid any damage, and it will come to a slow halt, still on flames, but no more going away. Well done.
Will do.
Very well done.
Thank you.
The party can reconvene around the burning cart. Opal
Can we
looks
corral
on.
the oxen? They kind of like
Mhm.
are still there. Okay.
Yeah. So all these minions will help get the oxen together. But Opal will look on in horror. That was her cart. She had sold all of her possessions, but that was the food. That was the water. That was like her livelihood. That was, the special drawers that she had made to carry these things. The gold is on there in bags. It'll just be strewn about on the floor now. What are we going to do? All of our food was on that cart.
Is there anything we can do to help the situation? Like stop the fire,
You tell me.
control it?
There's no water around, is there?
Barrels of
That's
water
something
are on the
creates
cart.
water.
Use your combat shovel. Throw some sand in there.
There's barrels of water on the cart, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Would I perchance have been the one to pack them? Know where they are, maybe?
No, Opal packed them, but you can see them. They're, barrels.
Is that gonna work? I mean,
At best, it'll
I
put
guess
water
I'll-
on the floor, but it won't stop the cart from. Like, it might stop the floor from burning, but that's about it.
yeah, it's not. I think we can't save the cart. We haven't got any food. It's quite dire.
Opal.
Do I feel like I could move the flaming? You said the flaming sphere is in the cart itself.
Yeah, the flaming sphere lasts for. Actually, it might be gone because she was knocked out. Duration 1 round per level. She was level 5 or 6. But she's not knocked out. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4.
I thought that
Yeah, it's still
to
on fire.
move it, I thought that to move the fire sphere, you needed to control it to move
It's
it every
on the
time.
cart, though.
You do, but it's in the cart. So when the cart moves,
Huh. Okay, I would have assumed it was like stuck to the ground. I never understood that.
yeah.
Fair
Well,
enough.
yeah. It's a. Does it stay irrelevant in position relative to the thing upon which it rests, or onto the earth? If you cast it on a moving boat, does it stay relative to the earth and the boat
Come
moves
on.
under it? Or
Hey, let's listen. If you're on the second
Just-
floor of the
just do what
castle,
you
you can
feel.
definitely cast flaming sphere, and it doesn't just drop to the ground floor.
No.
This is an argument we don't need to be
No,
having right now.
but let's do whatever Neil thinks is right. Like
Yeah.
I swear I always assumed the sphere would just stay where you put it, no matter if like
Mm.
stuff moved. But
Mhm.
it's fine.
Yeah.
So is it still there?
yeah, it's still there. It's burning.
Okay. All right. I'll try something then. I'll immediately try to stop it. I'm gonna cast wind column on it and try to make it. I don't know.
Nice.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
make shit move. That's what I'm gonna do. Something's gonna happen. It cannot make it worse. I mean, it might, but
I mean, it
The
could. That's for
AoE
instance.
of wind column is the caster. You can cast wind column
What?
only upon yourself.
No. Ah, the disappointment.
All right. You'll have to go into it, so I don't think. I think
Yeah,
Neil,
that
what,
doesn't sound like a good idea at all anymore. I thought this was a really good idea. Damn it.
in a selfless act of heroism, like get out the way. I run up to the back of the cart. I know I'm going to take some damage. I try and plant my axe into the sphere so I can like drag it out of the cart.
The fire spear.
But
Yeah.
make me. It's a giant unmoving sphere. Make me like an attack roll against AC 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
13.
you definitely hit it. Okay. The flaming sphere. The surface has a spongy, yielding consistency, and so does not cause damage except by flames. It cannot push unwilling creatures aside or batter down large obstacles.
Yeah, I think it's pretty light, so I'm hoping that I can sacrifice a bit of health to get it away from the cart.
I think with an attack, I don't know if you can like hook into it and drag it, but I think
Why
you
not?
could probably push it because it doesn't.
Well,
I don't.
Have the oxen moved now?
Yeah, the oxen are gone.
Okay, well then, yeah, I'll push it then. Push it out.
Yeah, it's. I think. Yeah, you've got a shield. You could shield bash the crap out of this thing. You definitely come in contact with it, and you'll take 2d4 points of damage since you're
That's fine.
willingly going towards it.
Yep.
Only 3, but with a strength check, you can shove it.
All right.
Do it. Oh,
come on.
no. No, it's too well positioned inside of it. You try and hit your shield up there, but you're kind of short and the back of the cart is kind of high, and your shield just kind of like awkwardly bends over the top, and the cart burns. I think it's now a lost cause at this point.
Yeah. All right.
Opal will look to the clerics. I should never have brought you along. You're nothing but trouble.
I do apologize, Opal. Who could have known that this would have happened?
Yes.
This is exactly why we are on our quest to rid the world of these undead scourge.
That's right. In fact, while this is horrible, just know that if these undead had attacked your undefended party, they likely would have wiped you out.
At least no one has died. We've lost food, yes, but there must be a village between here and the mountains. Or the
She
hills.
nods. Well, if that thing, whatever it was, had possessed me instead of that there wizard, who knows what would have happened when we got to town. I should be grateful.
It could have been worse, most definitely.
Mm.
We all have our health.
We'll make sure to cover the expenses as we go through the next city for everybody. Make sure they're, well rested and fed. We really apologize for this. I will definitely put out a prayer to the gods tonight to hope for a better day tomorrow.
I might be elbowing Helen in the side as soon as she said paying for expenses. How much does a cart cost?
Oh, but
I said paying for expenses to make sure they're fed and that they sleep well. I did not say pay for expenses to replace the cart.
I thought you said pay for any damages as well. Maybe you didn't.
I didn't think. I don't think. I said
Helen, shh.
Just pay for expenses.
60 gold?
Yeah, fuck that. We're not buying a new car. Sorry, babes.
We're just gonna make sure that everybody's fed and everybody gets a place to sleep.
Yeah. So I think what I will do now is I'll turn around, seeing that the cart is lost. I'll climb up on like a little rock or something, Neil, if I can, to just give myself a little bit of height over the group.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, this day has been strange. I can't really explain everything that's happened, and I don't know the source of where this thing has come from, but this is exactly why we are on our quest to rid the world from these undead. I understand we're all worried here. Opal, of course, you're upset about your carriage. We have to focus now. We have no food. We have no water. We should head to the nearest village immediately. We need to get there as soon as possible. Once we're there, my friends and I will cover the cost to replenish the rations and the supplies. But let's get there while everyone still lives.
Right. Everyone is in agreement, and we can set off.
I will throw Minnie's body over one of the second donkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I keep a close eye on. I ride next to that donkey. Like I hold its reins as I'm riding on Barney. And I keep a close eye on her.
Yeah, this time she'll stay tied up.
Yeah, make sure she doesn't get a gag out or anything like that.
Well, it is a few days walk to Tharnham from here, and you can make it. People will stick around long enough for the cart to burn out enough that Minnie can like get the gold out with, you know, a stick, or they'll fashion a series of sticks together somehow to try and like get the bags of gold that were in the cart. It's a bit of a process. You'll get to the next town a little after dark. There are a few more skeletons on the road, but there's a lot of you and you don't need to worry about them. We're not going to bother role playing a small handful of skeletons here or there. That's the whole point of having a large group of fighters. Mm-hmm.
If we're going to, are we already passed the next day or not? Because
no, this is all that same day. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. That night will be a bit tense. Minnie is still unconscious. Do you suspect that she is still possessed?
Yes.
Yes.
What are you
Yes.
going to do about it?
We learn bless spells.
But don't worry, I cast bless.
That night?
Yeah, I have it. Might as well use it.
Yeah. Okay. Roll me a 1d5. Or 1d6, I'm sorry.
26.
All right. As you cast Bless, the unconscious body contorts in pain and suffering, and begins to mumble weird words as sweat appears on her brow.
I comment out loud. Did you know that I've prepared 5 uses of bless? Keep staying if you wish. But I will slowly, agonizingly drive you out. That's my speech.
I offer a couple of Opal's guards a gold piece each to watch Minnie through the night.
Done.
Yeah.
Pay
So
out
I'll
2 gold. Yeah.
Yeah. All the clerics, we need to sleep. Everyone who can cast bless, I think, should learn at least like 2 of them.
Yeah. You will all be woken in the night by the calls of these 2 guards. Good thing you had them watch. They shout, they cry, and by the time everyone comes into the room, you can see a spirit, a ghost, leaving the body of Minnie, and with like a bitter, angry voice, say, "Clerics, your time will come." It will, fly through the wooden walls of the building and leave the rest place that you're at, leaving Minnie's body there, sweating and twitching.
Okay, so this is a visible ghost.
This is visible ghost, unless it's an illusion spell.
Great.
Okay, well, at least we know it's gone now. I will go back to sleep so that I can hopefully still learn spells in the morning.
Yeah, you can still get your rest that is needed. 2 days later.
Oh, so we could have healed with our healing spells then?
Yes.
Can we assume we're full health?
Yes, we can assume we're full health. 2 days later, you will arrive at the gates of Tharnum. Tharnum is this dwarven town. This is the place that you have been heading because our dearly beloved cleric of Falumbra, Kerberos, has an idea. What is your plan or idea, Kerberos? Your unfounded plan?
That we can take the secret tunnels to Milfaldor.
Now, who told you about these secret tunnels?
All dwarves know about the secret tunnels.
Obviously.
All dwarves know about the secret tunnels now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Tharnum is a dwarven town these days, entirely dwarven. And they've got big walls that they've put up around the southern side. They've been sieged by undead in recent years past. Siege has long been lifted, but as you come in towards the town, you can see that plenty of bones litter the yard on the gates towards Tharnum. They're old bones, probably bones of undead that sieged this place years ago, or perhaps a more recent siege just with old corpses has come through here. But the area is littered with these. You will hear dwarves calling from the gates in Dwarven to hurry up and get inside before the sun sets. And once within the gates, you can see that there's a mostly abandoned outer town. And they will lead you down a nice gravel path towards a set of large stone doors that leads to the inside of Tharnum. However, the inside that is underground. It is here that your human companions are met with doubt and suspicion.
Yes.
And
From who? So to whom?
from
do
the
we first
guards
run
of
into this?
Farnham, who are trying to get everybody inside before the sun fully sets. They will say, dwarves, of course, are welcome. Cleric of Falumbra, please come in. But these others with you, they can stay out in the abandoned town. It's safe enough. Our men guard the walls all night.
No, son, it won't do. Please, maybe I talk with you about my goal here. Maybe with your officer or whoever's in charge.
I'm in charge here. the dwarf says to you, and I would be proud to speak with a cleric of Falumbra.
Please,
Says.
I understand this is unusual, but let me explain. The undead that you've clearly been facing here are the reason for me being here. Myself and 3 of my friends that you can see over there are all clerics. We're working on a holy quest to rid the world of the undead. This passageway, we need to get to Milfaldor as soon as possible. I was hoping that the dwarves of Tharnham would be good enough to allow my party here passage.
He looks to the group behind you.
I can, of course, compensate for the inconvenience.
It's not an object of money.
The
Times
rest
are
of them.
tough.
Sure, I
The
understand.
threats to the Southerners are all from human problems. Our clerics tell us it's humans who invited the demons into this world. It's humans who brought about the siege of the undead. It's humans
Almost
who
certainly.
created the wars in Drekis and in Mystria. It's humans who have caused a great number of these problems. And I don't know any of these people with you. How do we know that they're not spies? You might have been tricked. You might have been ensorcelled. You might be perfectly justified in your beliefs, but maybe later they decide that they saw something in here that they want. How do we know we can trust the troublemakers of this world?
Well, listen, the humans are the children of chaos, the children of Malchus. They've been causing trouble for dwarves ever since they arrived in this place.
Thank you
It's
for making
nothing
my
new.
point.
And I understand there is more down there than I would have originally intended to bring here, but things got dangerous on the road. If you don't want to let in the rabble, I understand. But my 3 cleric friends, they are men and women of God. They can be trusted. I can vouch for them with my life. Even if you won't let the rabble in, please allow them to step in these hallowed halls.
Maybe if you were a good Tharnham dwarf, that would mean something, but I don't even recognize you. From where do you hail, cleric?
I grew up in Highcastle, I'm afraid, although I believe that...
A city dwarf? Coming in saying that you can vouch for the likes of humans? You're half human yourself.
That's not true. I'm not half human. You wound me, my friend. I won't take lightly this kind of accusation. Maybe you should rethink your comments. I'm still a dwarf. I look just like you. I walk just like you. I might talk a little different, but my home, my heart lies beneath these hills.
Spent your whole life in a human castle, in a human city, coming over here, expecting that you can walk your human friends through these mines and these tunnels that we've bled for, that we've fought for.
My friend, you've said yourself, the humans bring great trouble to this world.
Aye.
Yes, well, a bit of dwarven wisdom will do them some good. I've been doing my best in High Castle to temper their lord's more chaotic tendencies. I'm an advisor
How'd
to the
that
king.
go for you?
It goes well, yes. I've been well rewarded and put in charge of such an important mission as this.
What
You
mission
should be
is that
thankful that-
exactly? To rid the
Well-
world of undead? But what means are 4 clerics who don't even have a wagon between them supposed to rid
Like
the
I
world
said,
of undead? That sounds
the
a little
road is
far-fetched.
dangerous. It is. It's not my place to tell you. The mission is kept secret. There is spies amongst us Count Vicious and his undead.
I
They stalk. They look for us.
Do you?
I-
I imagine we're in ear sight, right? Ear.
You're sure?
Hearing?
Yeah.
Do you question the power of us 4 clerks? Why don't you let me demonstrate our power?
Hesitation.
Be my guest.
Okay,
Bless.
I cast a spell.
What
right,
spell
let's
do
see.
you cast?
Well, I'm going to describe it first because the description
Oh,
sounds
great.
a lot better than if I just tell you the spell.
Great.
All right. All of a sudden, the area around me, a bunch of rocks, like in a 50-foot radius all around me. So, like a very big area in this town. They start clearing off. Some rocks start stacking up in neat little piles.
Ooh.
And let's see, we're like a city area, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything soft?
There's some like bushes and plants and some
Oh,
weeds.
perfect. The bushes start getting separated one by one, and they start getting put into piles. I look around, it's like a bunch of us. We're gonna say like 20 separate piles.
And
And they start flattening out. So all around in, let's see, I'm going to roll 4d4. In a course of 12 minutes, this process is going to create some very nice resting spots for the entire party. This is great campsite, a 3rd level spell.
I love that it takes 12 minutes. It's so long.
But he's like casting this spell, and like bushes are moving around, like dust piles are being swept up by little dust devils. You know, the area becomes flat and smooth. The hills like level themselves. It is impressive. The dwarves stand by as you, what would you say, like using a form of telekinesis, essentially, arrange the area into a crude but comfortable bed of weeds and grass and temporary shelters of leaves and branches. Yes. Dwarves will look on in impressed, like they've never seen magic look like this personally, probably. All right. So you've got some magic in you. You're no rookies around here. But if you're not even going to trust us with this secret mission of yours, how can we trust you with our secrets?
I will speak to your lord of the details.
You'll convince me first before I let these people even into the building.
Of course, you understand that I'd put your life and the lives of the Tharnum dwarves in danger if I were to reveal this to you now.
You'll put our lives in danger by letting these people in. How can I trust that I can trust you telling me that I can trust you?
Well, is a dwarf's word not worth anything in this town anymore?
Not a city dwarves.
I shake my head at him and I say, your ignorance blinds you, my friend.
And your soft life blinds you. Do you see the bones out there? Do you know the troubles we've had? I can't just trust my entire people on the word of one person I've never met in my life. You realize that, you know? I can't just...
Perhaps. Okay, I understand. Maybe let the party sleep out here tonight. I shall enter Tharnum. You were prepared to let me in before.
Oh, of course. You're welcome. 100%.
Let me speak with your lord, and perhaps then I can convince him to trust us.
Yeah, sure.
I turn around and go back to the party and say, I'm sorry, this is tough, but they don't want to let humans into the city. I'm going to go on ahead and try and speak to their lord. I may have to divulge some information on our quest to get them to trust us and let you through. Are you okay to stay out here for the night?
We've already divulged so much to so many people. I don't see the wrong this can do. And we have a nice little campfire that Berthold just put together.
Yes, no worries. I have made sure we will be very comfortable.
Good. Well, I shall spend the night inside the city, but I'll come back out in the morning, hopefully. And
Okay.
I give them a little bow and we'll head off into the city.
All right. Well, we'll take our break here and we'll come back on the other side with our last segment for today of Light of Illumis. See you soon.
Mm.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Light of Illumis. All right, Nick,
Yes.
Kerberos, it's up to you to get these
Convince.
people in. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to make it work because I've come up with this plan to come this direction.
It's all riding on you. If this doesn't work, the whole party is stranded, essentially.
Yeah. So as I come into the town, is the guard that I was speaking to like with me?
Yeah, you'll get an escort all the way in to see the king.
All right, they're
Dryhard.
taking me in. Great.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Good. What's his name? Dryhard.
Dryhard.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, so I'm respectful as I walk through the palace or whatever. If I get brought before the king, I will bow or whatever is the most common dwarven.
You're brought into what appears to be a recently refurbished but old section of the city. The hall here has classic ancient dwarven architecture of being just a little bit taller than a dwarf's head, like the entry hall, not the actual main hall in which the affairs are held. But it's the old dwarven style of building your hallways just barely tall enough for a dwarf to get in. So if a human has to come in or fight their way in, they have to like hunch over and it's super hella awkward for them. So it's got these low ceilings, these wide hallways, and nice carved stone floors all the way through. It's not like the super fancy styles of floors. It's like nice and flat on the sides, on the bottoms and the sides and the tops, with just a little bit of carvings along the edges. And it is a long slog through the echoey hallway into this underground, you would call it a great hall. The ceiling quickly triples or quadruples in height. Your night vision slowly adapts to this darkened environment. There are bioluminescent fungi arranged around columns, giving just enough light that you can see all the way across the hall, way farther than your dark vision would normally allow in a situation like this. And you can get brought deep into the Great Hall. There's a little bit of water dripping from somewhere, indicating that the place is not kept up to standards. Normally, a little bit of water dripping that'd be found and that'd be patched, but times are a little bit rough these days in the Dwarven Hall because you can hear that little drip, drip, drip from somewhere in the distance. You can hear the marshalling of people as the king and some of his guards are brought out onto the throne, which is on a raised dais at the back of the hall. Quickly, they've been summoned and they're appearing in haste to oversee this interesting meeting of 4 clerics arriving on his doorstep claiming to purge the world of the undead curse. And,
once I get before him, I'll go down to a knee.
Rise,
King Dryhard.
dwarf, tell me.
Thank you, my king.
They say you're here to end the undead scourge, but to do so, you need to bring 3 to 5 humans with you through our most recently uncovered tunnels. How you know about them is a question for another time. Tell me how it is, dwarf, that you plan to rid the world of the menace.
I look around the room. How many guards and stuff are listening in on this?
There's the 1 guard that brought you. Then there are 4 bodyguards next to the king and 1 cleric.
They look like the king's guard. Okay.
Yeah. They're in plate mail with shields and axes and great helms.
I confess that the plan is not mine alone. I travel with a cleric of Illumis named Sister Helen. She seeks to use a great and powerful magical artifact that she has come into possession of I look at the guards assembled to empower the sun and empower Illumis to destroy the undead so that they would be held back only to the night and could not travel during the day. To do this, we will travel to Heatstroke. We will battle our way through the demons, and atop the temple, we shall use this, and I look at the cleric and say, Philosopher's Stone, to empower the sun and empower Illumis in a great ritual. This is our plan.
Uh-huh.
Your cleric there, even this far away, my party lies outside the walls of the city, contained in a lead and silver lined box. If you were to use a detect magic spell, you could see the traces of this great artifact that we carry with us. The power we hold is great, hence the secrecy.
The king looks to the cleric, who begins to intone the words to such a spell, and then will like reach out with one hand, like grab the king on the shoulder and give him a single nod. King will muse for a moment. So you're saying it's up to the dwarves to save the humans? Because if I
Isn't it
understand
always?
you right, we won't be benefited by this at all. If it's the sunlight that'll purge the undead, then those undead that lurk beneath the earth, those that inhabit the underground areas, wouldn't be affected one bit. We wouldn't
That's
stand
true.
to gain much other than maybe protecting the human lands and opening up some trade by extension, but effectively, you're asking us to share our secrets to save the surface people.
Well, let me add a little bit of context there. I don't think it's true that we wouldn't benefit at all. The necromancer, Count Vicious, and others that plague these lands, they grow in strength because they are free to move about during the day, free to
I hear Count
do as they
Vicious
will.
was slain.
Perhaps that's true. I'm not sure. We were accosted by a spirit on the road that seemed to imply that maybe he is still at large. But either way, if these beasts cannot ply their trade during daylight hours, it will slow their advance. There'll be less skeletons at your door, less zombies banging on the entrances to your mines. And yes, you will have to give up some secrets to outsiders. But I can tell you that the four of us are ready to die for this mission. And we can keep a secret that I do not believe there will be any problem in encouraging them to keep the existence of these tunnels to themselves.
What about the demons? What if you head over there, but they don't kill you? They grab you, and they eat your brains out, and they absorb all that information you've got. You'd just be handing over all of our information to them.
That's true.
I agree.
Ryan's just like agreeing with
That
the
makes
dwarf
sense.
from
Oh,
the
no.
Nether. We're not even
Yes.
there.
That is a danger, but I believe that some humans from the kingdom of Drakus have dealt with the demons, have they not? I was expecting our journey to Heatstroke. Maybe there'll be a few stragglers, but I doubt we will run into an army.
My younger brother went to Heatstroke, a great cleric of Seor. He never came back. What makes you think that you're different?
Many gave their lives in the attempt to seal off Heatstroke and the demons from advancing. Your brother was a great dwarf.
He nods in approval at your statements.
I would be unlikely to succeed on my own merits, but if I can stand on the deeds of the likes of your brother, then I think victory is possible. You're right. Once again, the dwarves have to fix the mistakes of the humans. But as you can probably tell, I'm not from the hills. I live from the city in High Castle. I spent a good number of years advising the lords of High Castle and trying to pass on my dwarven wisdom to encourage them to take good actions in defense of the peoples. And I think that High Castle has proven itself to be more sensible than its other counterparts in these lands.
It is the only city that hasn't fallen in war recently.
And the only city with a dwarven advisor.
Coincidence? I think no, I'm not there, but
I have told you everything I know, my lord. I'm at your mercy. Arcadia is at your mercy. And I drop back to a knee and bow my head.
Well, what good are secrets if you don't have the right opportunity to use them? And what other sign do we need then for... What clerics were they traveling with you, aside from Illumis?
Illumis, Malchus, and Tempos.
2 human gods? Ugh.
I have traveled with them for some time. Each has their quirks, but at the end of the day, we're all in this for the same reason.
The
And we're all
cleric of
willing to die for it.
Malchus? Really?
Hmm.
And a
Nothing wrong
sun
with that.
god worshipper? You keep strange company, cousin.
Indeed, I do. So I have my whole life.
Look, our passageways are far too short for your people to walk through, but we can put them in the back of a cart, blindfolded, and have them lay down and be pulled by some beast of burden through the tunnels. It'll be days of laying on their backs, and we'll have to make sure they see and hear no evils, if you understand my meaning.
Of course, of course. I'm
But-
sure they'd be more than willing to submit.
If it is that the fate of Arcadia rests in the hands of the dwarves, then who would we be to say no to saving them? Just my good dear friend, my cousin cleric of Falumbra. If you come out of this alive, let every person you hear, let every person you speak to know that it was us that came to help in your time of aid. It was us that gave up everything that we could to help you out. We'll give you food. We'll give you water. We'll haul you across the hills underneath. We'll give you an escort up to Milfaldur. You'll have to make it from there yourself. The city of Milfaldur is much changed. I'm
It
sure
would
you'll
be my
see.
greatest honor to tell this story.
swear it. Swear it upon
I
your goddess that you will let everyone know, as far as you can spread word, it was us who came in the time of need.
I stand up and I'll grab my holy symbol and I hold it somewhat aloft and I'll say, I swear upon Falumbra that I will make it my life's mission to tell the tale how King Dryhard and the dwarves of Tharnam saved all of Arcadia from the undead scourge.
Good. Good. Go get your blokes.
Thank you. I turn around, like you get a close up, sweat dripping down his face as he walks out of the chamber to the outside to get them.
All right. You can head back on out via escort. Arrangements will be made. We don't have to go into the details on them. These dwarves will help haul you from Tharnham to Milfaldur. I'm going to give you just a little bit of a heads up. Milfaldur, like Tharnam, is in some trouble. The population is entirely underground. The city is wrecked and destroyed, but unlike the city of Tharnam, whose walls still hold, the town of Milfaldur itself is overrun with undead. Once you get through to the other side, you will have to fight your way through the city to the docks and grab one of the ships that are just sitting in the harbor completely open and unaided, and take that wherever you want.
Great.
Of the three assistants that you have with you, the three orphans, one of them worked for some time as a pilot on the Mercy River. Is that what it's called? I can't.
Mersey.
On Honey Rapids. Sorry, on the Honey Rapids River. And we'll be able to help you pilot your boat just along the coast. Nothing fancy. Just skim the coastline to wherever you need to go. But that's if you can bring your followers all the way through to Milfaldur.
Yeah, well, is the Dwarven King letting us bring everyone, or are we only bringing
You can bring them all.
clerics?
You can bring them
Okay,
all.
cool.
He's got your back 100%.
Nice.
Which brings us to the final chapter of today's quest, the ritual. When you leave Milfaldur, you will have to leave with every component you need. Unless you're going to stop off in Weatherlight, but Weatherlight's a small town. You're probably not going to be able to find much there. Milfaldur is your last stop for stuff. So before you get there, on your multi-day underground blindfolded journey, you're going to have to discuss with yourselves this ritual that you're going to create. So what new ideas do we have for our ritual?
I'll let the rest of the party, since the three of them are in a cart together, so.
I had one more idea that came to me when doing my daily staring at the sun and getting my skin burned
Ooh.
ritual. I will write a specific chant for the occasion that I will not reveal until the moment, because that would be less fun if everybody knows about it. I might tell the crew members ahead of time, but not everybody on the show.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's recap what we've got so far. What is our existing ritual?
Oh, I have some of that. We said we would go to the holiest place we know, which is the Pyramid of Heatstroke. That is the closest we can get to the gods. We are bringing with us one of the most powerful artifacts of magical transmission, the Philosopher's Stone, which was extremely unlikely to ever get in our hands. We also wanted to look into getting some kinds of mirror system and amplifying lenses to power up the sun with our magic somehow.
So mirrors and lenses. How many mirrors and
Yes.
lenses do you need?
I think the more the better, really.
Yeah.
I thought we needed like 4 hand mirrors, right?
Yeah, we said we at least needed 4 mirrors.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that
then
mean
we
4
also-
lenses as well?
I
Or
feel like
1 lens? How does lens come into play here?
Well, because I think we probably need 4 lenses, right? I think we need 1 lens for each mirror, and then 1 central lens that will like all 4 beams will go into this one, and then or maybe they all go into the Philosopher's Stone.
like 1 mega lens.
Yes, well, maybe not. Maybe like a crystal or something rather than a lens, like a diamond, maybe, or something like that.
Like something to make everything
Something to like store the
converge.
light. Yeah.
Yeah, it would like get the light and then project it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Okay, and
that.
so is this like 4 mirrors in opposite directions with a diamond or some sort of crystal in the middle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What's going to hold up the mirrors? You can't just lay them on the ground, right?
Yeah. No, well, yeah, we're going to need to have something built, because we're going to obviously get it set up and then have to adjust it to catch the rays of the sun, right? So it's going to have to be in some sort of like hinge thing that allows us to tilt it back and forth and side to side a little bit. So I think that's why we need to go here, because only Dwarven engineering could build such a thing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, so we're going to need some
also-
sort of stand for these mirrors to fit on.
Yeah.
Does the crystal in the middle or the lens or whatever this is matter? Should it be glass? Should it be diamond? Should it be ruby? What
I think
is
if we can get a diamond, that's the best, because like big
agree.
powerful gems linked to powerful spells, right?
Yeah.
Like you often need to use an expensive
Yeah.
gem to cast an expensive spell. So
Yes.
and I think a clear diamond might be.
You don't
I
want like a
agree.
colored gemstone. You want a clear gemstone?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What else was there going to be in the ritual?
We discussed getting there for a specific timing, exactly for my birthday, since I was born at summer solstice, and we want exactly at noon. So we want the ritual to happen exactly at noon, which is why we have Berthold here to tell us the exact time.
Yeah.
What else did we say?
I think we had an idea that maybe like everyone would cast a spell, a different
Yes,
spell.
each of us would cast a different spell. That was it.
Right. Berthold was going to cast No Time.
Yes.
What else was going to be cast?
Be as strong as
I-
us.
Yeah, I
Mine was
think-
making water.
That's right. Create
Yeah,
water.
I
Mhm.
still feel like that one should be thought about more. I feel like
I
Maybe-
am muddy on this whole thing, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's a bit weird.
It seems
It's
like
just
we're
with-
taking a bunch of ideas and sticking them together, and it's not really completely cohesive.
well, to
Hmm.
be fair, like the no time is cohesive. Like the powering
everything
up
up to this point, I
like
think, is
everything
cohesive.
makes sense with like the mirrors amplifying the rays,
Yeah, I
powering
mean,
up the sun, the stone.
I agree. I'm on board with all of that.
Yeah,
The like
The
water
timing.
thing. I'm a
the
little
water
bit,
is
like,
off. I agree. The water
Yeah.
is wrong.
Maybe we don't need that. Maybe like we can just all get the exact time. We all join hands and we all cast Turn Undead at the same point. Like as the clock strikes midday, we all cast Turn Undead. The light goes into the Philosopher's Stone through the crystal and just amplifies our Turn
But then
Undead.
what? All the undead in the land just run away for a while? Like
No,
it's not gonna
I think it's.
obliterate them, will it? Or
I guess I mean it's like channeling anti-undead magic
Could be.
into the ritual.
Hmm.
Yeah, that sounds like the way to do it. Keep it simple. Make sure that we're shining all of it into the sun and let the sun do its thing.
So
We're all trusting Sister Helen in her research.
So Berthold will tell you when to do it, and then together everybody will
Cast
cast
Turn Undead.
Turn
at
Undead
midday.
at
Yeah.
midday. There
At
was
the-
some talk of Sister Helen using Sunstrike, which is an
Yeah, I
anti-undead
had-
sun-based spell, but that doesn't look like it fits in here anymore.
Yeah, I would agree. I was thinking of Sunscorch, but I don't know if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Although I might suggest that maybe Sunscorch would do more damage after this ritual has been completed across all campaigns.
Oh, it would like close out the ritual, maybe. Like the final.
And what role does the Philosopher's Stone play in this? Are you like all using the Philosopher's Stone to turn undead? Is it in the center, like beneath the crystal?
Yeah,
Is
I think it's
it-
beneath
what's
the beneath the diamond. Yeah,
Yeah, that's how I would see it too. We're all touching it. We're all facing this.
Mhm.
We're all facing the crystal, right? Powering it up.
yeah. I think
What
we're
are
going to
those
be in
mirrors
like a
for?
circle, and then the mirrors are on the inside of us, and at the center of the circle and the center of us is the diamond and the Philosopher's Stone, and the sun's rays, hit the mirrors at midday, power up the diamond. We cast Turn Undead. It's amplified by the Philosopher's Stone, and then boom.
and so we're hoping that when we do that, instead of turning undead, the Philosopher's Stone amplifies the spell such that it kills them instead of turns them.
Yeah,
Well,
in fact,
no,
I'm
it's not
now-
exactly that, because the goal is to power up the sun, basically. It's to compel Illumis to, I guess, burn the undead stronger, right? Because my research proved that when you do a lengthy exposition to the sun while you're an undead, it will slowly whittle you down. It's just that when it's what's the one that dies really fast? What's the one that
Vampire.
Vampires are like the accelerated version of that, and now I want everything, like everybody, to be burnt like a vampire would be by the
Right.
sun. So
And-
that's why I had thought of Sunscorch to like give a little bit more zhuzh to the sun, or even continual light to help.
I think that the Turn Undead will be enough. I'm kind of envisioning it as this, like we're capturing the sun's rays and we're
Yes.
funneling them back through the Philosopher's Stone
Yes.
to re-empower them with additional magic, and then sending them back up into the stun through the diamond to sort of
That's
take the
true.
rays, add magic, and then push it back up.
Because the idea is to cause worldwide permanent sun-killing undead abilities, not just to immediately
Yes.
purge the immediate area.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why the continual notion was interesting.
Right.
I think that's why the energy has to go back into the sun rather than
Mhm.
us just taking the sun's energy and projecting
Yes,
it in a moment.
us sending energy to the sun was definitely the
Because
idea.
if you wanted, you could make a ritual that would probably do a full purge of everything in Arcadia, but it would be short term, and then undead could,
They could
come
come
back.
back.
At any given point.
Mm.
Yeah.
No,
But
that has to be permanent.
okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
I think
I
I
do
think what we've
feel-
outlined works.
What if we all? I wonder if we couldn't have done what you're saying with the turn undead, however, close it all out with a direct spell casting into the Philosopher's Stone of continual light to make sure that it's like a permanent. There's a notion of permanence with continual light that I feel is interesting to seal the deal, basically.
I mean, the
Well,
sun's
that-
already permanent, right?
Would that make it like continually light all the time throughout the land or something? Like that could have negative effects maybe. On the
I also
human-
just don't want to be casting spells on the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, I mean, this is my life's mission. If you guys want to take a step back for the final moment of the ritual.
No, I'm saying that, but if it explodes and destroys all the mirrors and that, it's not gonna.
I mean, it's the conclusion of the ritual, though. The conclusion should be grand.
Wait. We need to establish that you're not going to cast these spells on the Philosopher's Stone.
I don't think we need to. Like, I think what we're describing, like we do the turn on dead at the right time, the sun
This
gets
crystal
captured
is
by
the
the
conduit.
But this isn't a small time thing. This is a major event. We shouldn't be just, doing what the wizard said and like drawing a circle on the land and give us a little bit of extra. Like this is a
Yeah, I get that, but I'm saying
grand.
like we're all going to cast the turn on dead. That's going to happen at the exact moments. Like,
Mhm.
are you going to not cast turn on dead and cast continual light instead? I feel like it's better that we all cast the turn on dead. Because, or you could cast it afterwards, but at that point, the moment's passed, right? And it's already happened. I think it's better that you do your, we all sing your chant that you're going to come up with while we do cast the turn on dead. And then that seems good enough to me. I feel like we've done enough there.
Yeah, I wasn't even like, if we want to keep it really simple, we just need to cast Turn Undead into the sun, right? Isn't the problem transmitting it?
Yeah.
We all hold on to this stone, skip the mirror part, turn undead the sun.
Might work.
I think that the mirrors and stuff are nice because it's adding some flavor to it.
The ritual is not just symbolic in nature, right? You can, if you use the right words with the right components, your magic is, one level of power. And if you use, the wrong words or the wrong components, your magic is a different level of power. So you can come up with any ritual you want. And then based on how good I think all of this is and how well all the dice fall and everything, we'll see what the effect is. So you can come up with any ritual you think is good, and Illumis will, discern how strong of an effect it should have based on your.
I feel like we shouldn't skim and make it too simple. Like the point is to make the biggest gesture we can, with the most amount of power we can to convince Illumis.
Let's write it down before next week, because I feel like there's a danger of getting a little bit confused if we try and do too many things at once.
Yeah. Okay. We also had talked about an undead sacrifice back in the day.
Yeah.
Which wasn't, it's kind of interesting.
And we're going to need something to hold the crystal, the diamond, and something to hold the Philosopher's Stone too.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the dwarven engineering, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I'm imagining one big
mirrors
one big object, Neil, that has the stands for the 4 mirrors.
Like a custom made.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while to create. We need to make sure we're there on time, though. But yeah, why not?
A dwarven smith could knock that up in a day or two, I feel.
Yeah, like give him 20 minutes.
Well, also, one last thing I want to throw in there, but we also heard of a bronze dragon near the Pyramid of Heatstroke that turns sand into glass.
Yeah. What about him?
Oh, so we could make like a giant lens. I mean, can he accurately turn it into glass, or is it just sort of like
we're not going to find that dragon and convince it to help us in the time we've got?
Probably not.
Plus, the dragon may or may not be dead.
Fair.
Okay.
Dragons are having a tough time in the world at the moment.
All right. Well, it sounds like you've got some pretty good plans. When we come back next week, we will finalize the ritual, because any components you need, you'll have to get before we leave Milfaldur. So if there's any last minute planning to be done for it, it's before we start our session, or at the very beginning of our session next week.
We have a week to like brainstorm and come up with like our final iteration.
Yeah. Let's get something written down before next week that we all agree
on. We'll agree on the whole spiel.
I've heard that before.
But for reals.
For realsies this time. Gotcha.
Yes. It's just like the initiative earlier today. I did it the time after.
Well, that will wrap us up for the Light of Illumis for today. We will be back next week for our hopefully thrilling conclusion of the game. And in the meantime, you can check out all of these lovely people's Twitch streams. It's listed at the top of their cameras. Anything else before we head out for the night?
Yeah, follow Save or Die on Twitter.
You want to
Save
say what
or
Save or
Die?
Die is?
Yeah, we are. So if you watch Tides of Death, which was a campaign that Neil and I played with Potato and Whiskey Pokemon Challenges and Mr. Mutant, we had such a great time and we all got on so well that we've now made like a D&D group that we're going to do we're going to start with a short form sort of 10 episode campaign going into something a bit longer. But we've got a Patreon. It's just the Tides of Death Patreon that's been rebranded. We've now got our own YouTube channel and a Twitter account. I think we've all retweeted it today on Twitter. So go on there and find
Is
the
it
link.
at Save or Die staff?
No, it's if you go to Neil's
Save or
Twitter
Die
on-
D&D.
Yeah, at Save or Die D&D, yeah. There you go. All right, that's it
Yeah.
for me.
Cool. All right. That is... Ooh, well, as long as we're talking about upcoming things, the former Misclicks group, Jen, Anna, Rachel, and I are going to be doing a campaign coming up next month, probably, that we just worked out the details on today. And it will involve city dwarves, so we'll get to see something a little bit about them.
Nice.
Gonna
More,
get familiar with them dwarves.
yeah, a little more
that's so
information
cool.
on that in the future. So that's it. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching.
See you.